Muito antes de controlar a faixa de Gaza, onde está em guerra com Israel, o Hammas, movimento islâmico de resistência, ficou conhecido pelos atentados suicidas. Jovens palestinos que se infiltravam entre a população de Israel e explodiam bombas, matando centenas de civis israelenses. Agora surge o primeiro relato dos bastidores dessa história trágica. O livro Filho do Hammas, que acaba de ser lançado no Brasil, é a história do jovem palestino Mossab Hassan Youssef, filho de um dos fundadores do Hammas, que se desiludiu com a violência da organização e se tornou espião, ajudando Israel a prender um grande número de terroristas. Mossab vive hoje nos Estados Unidos, para onde veio depois de 10 anos, ajudando Israel a combater a organização que o próprio pai, o Sheikh Hassan Youssef, ajudou a criar. Convertido ao cristianismo, ele acredita que sua mensagem, o amor ao inimigo, é a única forma de superar a violência no Oriente Médio. Ameaçado de morte pelo Hammas, deserdado pelo pai, Mossab anda sem seguranças, mas não dá endereço ao telefone. A equipe do Milênio gravou a entrevista com ele no estúdio da Globo em Nova York.
So let's start, Mossab, by talking about your youth, when you grew up in the Palestinian occupied territories. How was it to live under the Israeli occupation?
For a child, this is one of the worst environments to grow up. And I was witnessing lots of killing, lots of death. I was living next to a cemetery, and all the dead bodies would come there. People were killed and shot by the Israelis. It was very difficult for me as a child to be witnessing all this violence. Today also the children of Gaza, the children of the West Bank, having grown up under the same circumstances. Also Jewish children are witnessing lots of violence. Maybe not as much as Palestinians are witnessing, but it's a new generation that is fed on violence and blood, and I am afraid for the future of the next generations to come from the Middle East. And I hope that soon leaders start to recognize the psychological impact on those children, so we don't produce more hateful generations for the future.
Your father is one of the founders of Hammas, but if I understood well reading your book, he didn't want you to be part of Hammas. You were not recruited, you were not really one of the Hammas men. Why?
First of all, did I want to be one of Hamas men? I was asked to be close to Hamas, not to be involved with Hamas.
By your father?
In fact, that was by the Shin Bet later on, but by my father. It's the heart of the father. And he didn't prevent me of participating in Hamas, but I could see in his eyes that he didn't want me to get killed or get hurt or even being imprisoned for that reason. He thought that it was enough for him to be facing all this type of problems, and while he's gone, he was relying on me to take care of my mother and my brothers. So in his opinion, if both of us were gone, nobody was there to take care of the family.
But when you were 18, you wanted to kill Israelis when you saw all the violence around you. And you bought weapons and you were arrested for that, and you were tortured in prison. Mm-hmm. How did you feel about the Israelis when that happened?
For any Palestinian, I say that I used to hate the Jews, and Muslim Palestinians hate the Jews for two reasons. The first reason is ideological reason, that the God of Islam doesn't like Jews. The second reason, that they view Israel as an occupation force, and Israel is occupying the Palestinian territories. And it used aggression, assassinations, killing many times, and I don't justify the Israeli aggression no matter what, while I understand the right of Israel to live. But for this aggression and for this ideological problem, Palestinians in general want to fight Israel. So some of them think this is how we defend ourselves. Some of them want to take revenge from Israel for the hate that was produced because of this environment. I was one of those victims, and I thought the way to gain our freedom would be by killing Jews. So I wanted to kill Jews. Later on, as you said, I was tortured. I never killed a Jew. I never used the weapons. They didn't work, and I was arrested before they were used, and I was tortured in prison under the Israeli Authority.
And then the Shin Bet, the security organization in Israel, invited you, asked you what happened. They wanted you to be an informer, and you wanted to use that to infiltrate them so you could kill them. Is that what you were thinking at the time?
Yes. At that time, after I was tortured, in fact, while I was under the torture, the Israeli Shin Bet, Israeli intelligence, asked me to work for them. I was asking, are those guys idiots, or what's their problem? They're torturing me, they're arresting my father, they're killing my people, and they're asking me now to work for them. I thought that would be a great opportunity at that time to infiltrate the Shin Bet and fool them and kill them from inside. So I was 18 years old, I was full of hate. I had enough reasons to hate them. In fact, they gave me all the reasons to hate them and want to take revenge from them. I decided to work for them and fool them, and this is how I started working for the Shin Bet.
But how did your mind change about that?
Later on, I was transferred to a prison where other Palestinians and Hamas leaders were torturing their own members. And I was shocked. I understood the Israeli torture against Palestinians and persecution. But what I couldn't understand, why Hamas and Palestinians are torturing and persecuting their own people. Fatah tortured its own people, and Hamas learned the lesson from Fatah to torture their people. Most Palestinian factions tortured their members and killed some of them for the accusation of collaborating with Israel. Now, I started to question, what's the difference between the Israeli torture and the Palestinian torture? Why do I hate Israel because it tortured me, and I don't hate Palestinians because they torture my friends? And they could even torture me. So I had to be somehow honest and think as a human being, not as a Palestinian and as Israelis. And I saw ugly side of Palestinians as I saw ugly side of the Israelis. And to me, torture was torture, and that opened the door for the journey of questioning that took several years after that.